And when you're shifting your mindset, rewiring your actual GPS to point towards opportunity and abundance of growth and all those beautiful things, you actually do have to do a daily effort. And when I say the word effort, I don't actually mean effort. I just mean you need to look at the way that you're thinking on a day-to-day basis. If you've read 28 Codes already, one of the little parts in there is that you need to audit your thoughts, because if your thoughts are going rampant all through the day, or you never take a second to think about what you're doing in your day, you're never going to get the life that you want. I remember posting on my Instagram story that you need to have IPAs, income producing activities, because people would ask me all the time, how do you make money? How do you make money? How do you make money? And I would ask them, okay, well, besides the things you're doing for, the things you have to do to make money, like your job or your business or whatever, what else are you doing to make money? Since what you're basically telling me what you have is not enough, what else are you doing? And there would be literal crickets. And I think it's because most people don't know that you actually do have to intentionally put a daily effort into thinking about what you do every single day, because you're not going to wake up a year from now and be rich. You have to put that in place and get those gears turning and create that momentum and that motion for yourself. And it is absolutely a conscious decision. As soon as you go unconscious, consider yourself going back to the old thought process that you had before. Like, you have had a thought process, and you always have a thought process. Your brain is never not running on a program. So you have to choose it. And I think it's so interesting that most people don't even care to. They're like, oh, that's too much work. Like, so you would rather not use your brain and live a comfortable life. The life you're currently living, which is your comfort. Your normal is your comfort. So whenever your brain is being challenged and upgraded and getting out of scarcity default and getting out of the actions that you've repeated that you don't want to have, or the decisions you keep unconsciously making that are steering you away from abundance, like, most people don't want to take the energy to go against that, because you're going against the thing that feels so normal and natural for you. But your mindset literally controls your financial reality. There is no other component that controls it as much as your mindset, as much as your beliefs, as much as your thoughts. And honestly, if you don't want to have the life you currently have, it's in your best interest to rewire your beliefs and your thoughts in your brain to attract the wealth that you want in your life. That doesn't have to look like anybody else's but yours. You come up with what you want it to look like for you, and you steer your beliefs in that direction and get to the destination that you want to reach based on the financial GPS that you've set up for yourself. But it has to be programmed with mental shifts that are meant to reprogram your internal money GPS, because a lot of the times we can just go surface level and we just skim over the things like, oh, I don't want to be poor. Oh, I don't want to be, but it's so much deeper. I'm telling you that if it was that simple and easy to brush over, most people would have already gotten the life they wanted and were able to live without stress, and were able to live without feeling lack around money. But most people cannot do that. It's very rare to be able to actually master that, because it takes a daily effort and conscious practice, not just wishful thinking. Can you imagine yourself from today for the rest of your life, like from today to the rest of your life, waking up every single morning, journaling, talking about these problems, trying to rewire your brain, making sure that your brain is not set to a scarcity default, making sure your actions and your decisions aren't unconsciously steering you away from the life that you want. Like, it's not something that's going to be done overnight, especially if you've had decades of programming beforehand and you're still around it right now. Because a lot of the times when you're getting introduced to this information, you're not just jumping from your life to a different life. You're learning this while in your current life. So it's very interesting to be dealing with that while you're also rewiring your financial reality, unlike 99% of the people who are going to be around you. But once you really decide, hey, my beliefs, they do set my destination. I notice when I focus on my beliefs, I reach different goals. I want to do that more often. Okay, I'm going to align my beliefs with the actions I want and the decisions I want to make. And I'm going to stop unconsciously going in the direction away from abundance. And I'm going to consciously, intentionally go in the direction of the life that I want. And that is the actions you have to take every single day. But it's not effort. It's just a mental practice. It's something you keep in your head. And as long as you can keep it in your head, the thoughts are going to continue to rewire, and and illusions are going to continue to fall away. And then you're going to be able to control your financial reality because you have now mastered your mindset.